we're gonna talk spoilers, so be advised.
Mhm.
But these
Spoiler
spoilers are gonna
warning.
are gonna hype you to watch the anime and the movie, hopefully.
Oh, yes.
So
Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of Jobless Weebs, episode 24.
24,
Yep, I'm Brian, and with me today.
Marco the Big One Mexican.
Mm-hmm. And, well, we're now in November. Finally.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe we've been doing this since April.
Yeah. Oh, my. That's crazy. Wow. It's been going pretty well, I think, for us, all in all. Yeah.
All in all, yes.
Yeah, all in all.
Oh,
Yep,
boy.
yep. How was your week, though?
You know what? All those times that I told you, like I had the roughest week, just
Yeah.
scratch that.
Oh, yeah.
Just today alone was like
Ah,
the roughest week. Just
yikes.
today, like
Just
Monday
for
to Wednesday,
today.
it was okay,
Yeah.
but today, yeah, it was terrible. I'm tired, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I just wanted to record. I was just
Oh,
at work, and I
yes.
was like, I just want to record the podcast because
Yeah,
that means
today.
that once I start recording the podcast, my work week is essentially over, and I can start stressing over stuff that I actually like.
Yep. Oh, I totally hear ya. Yep. Marks the end of all of that.
Yeah. What about yours?
It was, well, it was alright, I think. It was pretty good. I'm, going through, a little bit of pain still,
Oh.
but, I think I'm on the mend officially. But yeah, I'm, doing well, I think.
You are now a carless weeb.
Yep, I'm carless now. Oh, actually, I did want to say, this week has been phenomenal, though.
Oh, okay.
For another reason, I think, I started playing the Fate visual novel.
Oh, nice.
Mm-mm.
How is it?
Of course, the English version. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's like, wow. There are things that are like being explained that I could like possibly find in like a wiki or something, but I'm like diving deep in like the servant servant aspect of things. So yeah, it's really cool to see the more of kind of like the explanations behind everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's like there's one thing that just makes you feel more excited about something when you find it out for yourself.
Yes,
And it's
that's
like-
it. That's
yeah,
exactly
like-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the wikis are there, like tons of YouTube videos explaining this and that.
Mhm.
But
Even
when
the background.
yeah,
of
when you
it.
find it for yourself, it's like
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, like you feel even superior, a little
Yeah.
superior.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like-
That's possibly it. Yep.
I mean, and it's not in a bad way. It's like, oh, you guys know this, of course, but did you figure it out yourself? Probably you didn't. That's why I'm better than you guys.
What? Oh wow. Oh no.
In the most humble way, of course.
In the most humble way. Oh yes. In the most humble weeb way. Yeah. Oh, I totally get you. Yeah, it is. I think like number one for the experience and kind of that alone. I think, of course, like all three Fate routes are already turned into the movie or series form. But yeah, going back to the source is like, wow. Yeah,
It's
fantastic.
sort of complicated.
Oh, it
like-
is. Yeah. It's complicated.
Launching
my.
yourself into Fate at this point, it's either very good
Yeah.
or it's either very bad. Because
Yeah,
you're like,
there's
what's
so
happening
many
here?
Fate. Yeah, oh my, and it's so convoluted too. That's the thing.
It's like
Oh my gosh.
name five different characters of Fate series. Saber.
Yeah, and that's it. Yep. Oh my, it's so
boy.
crazy.
Jumping on to our topic for today.
Oh yeah.
So what are we going to talk about?
For this episode, it'll be Violet Evergarden.
Nice. We recently had the movie
Mm-hmm.
on October 13th.
Yep.
So like 3 weeks ago. So we were kind of late. We actually wanted
Yeah.
to have an episode ready for when the
Mm-hmm.
movie
We
had
did.
come
Yeah,
out,
we wanted
but
to.
we
Yeah.
had the special and we
Mhm.
had I mean, we still have work because you know.
Yeah.
So for one reason or another, we had to postpone it
Mhm.
until episode 24. But you know what? Like episode 24 had to be something special,
Yeah. Oh
and that
yeah.
that anime or like light novel, it is like
Oh,
one in a
yes.
thousand.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is. Oh my. I cried at the last movie.
You
Yeah.
cried. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Oh my.
happened to watch that because
Hmm.
when it came out on Netflix, it
Yeah.
so I told my parents,
Oh
and they had
yeah.
already watched it, sub.
Oh,
But
I see.
and one of the things that I had to recognize to Violet Evergarden, their dubs are amazing.
They really are. Yeah.
And I'm
I
gonna say
checked it
like
out too.
the dubs are amazing because
Yeah.
I watched the movie on English and then on Spanish, and I
Oh,
and
the
I cried
Spanish
like a
dub.
baby on both.
Dude, no way. Did you do it all in the same day?
Yes,
What?
bad idea.
No! Oh my. Okay, that's
I'm,
like a
I
bucket of
gotta be I
tears.
gotta be grateful that I didn't start from like the
Oh.
regular anime on the
Oh
OVAs. I
yeah.
just watched the movie
Just the movie.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told my
yeah.
parents like, you know what, the movie's there
Ah.
and it's in Spanish, so
Oh
you guys
yeah.
can watch it. And yeah, the dubs are great,
Oh
but
yes. Oh yes.
it was a very bad idea to watch in English than on Spanish.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah,
But
back to back. I can only
yeah,
imagine. Oh wow.
we can start
Oh yes.
from the very beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
have you read the light novel? Because I haven't.
So actually, I actually did find it
Oh
online.
really?
So I have read like a few chapters of the light novel. Uh-huh. Um, but yeah, it was I looked into it very shortly. I read those ones, um, and it was pretty fascinating. It started when Violet Evergarden is like already an auto memory doll, and it's like way she's like already established and everything. So yeah,
Oh,
it was really cool to look at it with the light novel. Um, yeah, I've tried finding it, and like
it's
it's really hard to
yeah,
find. Uh, I've searched like a bunch of places, but I don't think I could really like buy it quite yet in the
yeah,
physical form. So
yeah.
yeah,
I've
it's
been
really hard to get a hold of.
that is one of the reasons why I haven't jumped into light novel
Ah,
because
yes, yes.
sometimes it's not like manga because most of the
Right.
manga you can find them
Oh
online,
yeah, yeah.
and I mean they are not like got caught up with the ones in Japan.
Mm, mm.
They're a little behind, but still you can
Oh,
find a lot of
absolutely.
mangas.
Oh
But for
yeah.
light novels, like
Ah.
the websites to read them, they look kind of shady,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and you can't
yeah.
always
No.
find them. So
Oh no, yeah, yeah. A lot of the time, at least translations are like impossible to find. I
yeah,
think. Um, there are some light novels you could find at like Barnes and Noble,
oh yeah,
or something like that. But yeah, it's a lot harder, and I think a different experience too. Getting into light novels.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah. Um, Still pretty fun, like with Overlord. I love the light
Oh
novels for
yeah,
Overlord. Oh man, it's
that's
so
the light
good.
novel, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Since we haven't covered a lot
Mhm.
of the light novel ourselves, I guess it should be
Ah.
good to start just like with the anime
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hopefully I don't know. I would like to put some fractions of Violet Evergarden in here like we did with Belle, but
Right.
every time that we have been trying to do that for the past couple episodes, YouTube
Mhm.
has been saying no. So
Yeah.
if we were able
Mhm.
then it's here. If not, I'll try my best to put pictures.
Oh yes, yes, because the artwork is phenomenal for
Yeah, it was.
Violet Evergarden.
It came out on 2017, right, or
Yeah, somewhere around
2016.
there. 2016, I believe. The anime series
Yeah,
started, and wow, it's just amazing. The landscapes are gorgeous. The animation itself is like fantastic. And,
yeah.
oh wow.
I was comparing it
Mhm.
with some of like the the American animations from that
Oh,
time. Not
oh,
saying that
uh,
those American cartoons were bad, because the plot was really good in some of them. But
mhm.
I was thinking about like the animation for some of them, and I'm not gonna mention those. Comparing
Mhm.
it to Kyoto Kyoto animation,
Oh
Violet
yes.
Evergarden, and I
Oh
was like,
yes.
wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just wow. Yeah, Kyoto Animation, I think they do like really well with anything like visually. It's just wow every time.
They
It's
go all
amazing.
out.
Yeah, they really do. I think what really hooked me at the very beginning was the trailer. I think I heard about like Violet Evergarden like a little bit here and there, but when I saw the trailer, it just really roped me in
Oh,
because I think that's when you first see like her mechanical hands
yeah.
with well the typewriter too, and the keys are like falling down or whatnot in the trailer. But yeah, it's amazing with what they do.
It took me a while to get hooked on
Mhm.
it, because I think it was like the first 3 episodes. I was following it
Ah,
weekly, and
yes,
when I was following it weekly, I stopped watching it
yeah.
because I thought that it was a bit boring.
Mhm, mhm.
And here's the reason, because
Right,
on the first couple episodes, and you don't understand until later why they were
right.
boring, because
Yeah,
in the
because
first
it's
couple
episodic.
episodes you have this story of this girl. Her name is Violet Evergarden, and she was sort of adopted into this noble family,
Mhm.
because the Evergarden family are nobles. She is kind of adopted. They don't tell you the background until some episodes later. They just show you
Mhm.
that she has no arms and she has some military background.
Yeah.
And other than that, she doesn't know how to be a person.
Oh, yes.
Just starting
Oh,
with that.
yes.
And
Yeah.
so a lot of the stuff happening around her,
Mhm.
it focuses on like the other people on the first episodes.
Yeah.
And that's something that I didn't like, but I didn't understand until I binge watch it later, a
Oh,
couple months
right.
later.
All together. Oh, totally, totally. Yeah.
Because
Yeah. We always see the story through the eyes of like the side characters.
yeah,
Yeah, or like their reactions and how they see Violet. Because
yeah,
Violet, you don't really see like what she's like thinking or reacting. She doesn't react really. So it is like all through the side characters, I think.
yeah, and a
Hmm,
lot of
hmm.
times they were like, "Hey, like, you know that the anime is called Violet Evergarden, right? It's
Oh.
not side characters. So
Oh
please
dear,
shut
oh
up."
dear. Oh
And then
no,
I was
no.
like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, it's her anime, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yes.
you understand why later, because
Ah,
Violet, it's an empty shell,
yeah.
and we're gonna talk spoilers, so be advised.
Mhm.
But these
Spoiler
spoilers
warning.
are gonna hype you to watch the anime and the movie, hopefully.
Oh yes.
So, because we're gonna go back and forth.
Yeah, we will. We will.
So it is until later that you understand that because Violet was an empty shell, she wasn't offering anything to the story on the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Because
She was kind of just there
because
for those ones.
and by empty shell I mean like emotionally, academically, because she didn't even know how to write or read. I mean, she did know a little,
Yeah.
and you know why later, but
But
essentially,
yeah, she can't
yeah,
do anything.
she only knew how to fight a war.
Yep. Only thing she knew. Yeah, war and ticking orders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the anime, up until the movie, develops on just one premise. What means I love you, which
Yeah.
is
Oh
which is
yeah.
a pretty strong words, but for her were
Oh
empty
yeah.
words, were an empty meaning.
Yeah. And so she would always like bring that up to people that like she talks with over the story, um, and yeah, sometimes, and also she also sometimes shares that she's still looking for the major that she served with in the army.
Yeah, and we're gonna go a little back. Gonna give some background now.
Yeah.
It's like from an early age, she was just like pretty much a war slave used as a weapon.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, she was orphaned, and yeah, she was basically taken in.
Yeah, so in this steampunkish world, there was a war long before the events of the anime, like a pretty long war, where she was an orphan, she was a weapon, she was treated as an object until she met the major.
Yeah.
The major was the one who gave her a name, gave her a pendant that she is always wearing, and treated her like a child, because she was a child. She was
she was like barely
like 12, right? Because during the events of the anime, she's like 16 or 17.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the movie,
She's about
she's
17.
18.
That's right. Yeah, been a couple of years for the movie. Yeah, she is very young.
Like, taking into account modern modern morals, is like, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah,
It's like,
totally.
having
It's
kids,
like, why?
going to war.
Yeah, goodness gracious. But yeah, oh my, like that alone is like, whoa, what are they thinking? Um, yeah. So yeah, the major, they work pretty close together in the army, and she basically is like, as you said, his like
Weapon.
weapon. Yeah, weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she was still a weapon, even though
Oh,
she was
yeah.
now treated
Yeah, she was
as
treated
a
as a
human
kid.
being or as a child.
Yeah.
When it was time to go to battle, it was
It is time for
time
battle.
to go to battle.
Yep. Yeah. Even though, oh yeah.
And
oh
she
my.
was good. She was.
Oh yes. Oh yes. She was good at killing.
And so there was
Yeah.
this one last battle
Mhm.
that it's a bit graphic,
Oh
and I gotta recognize that to the animation, that they didn't censor that. Oh, I mean, they did, but not a lot,
right.
because you can see
the
where
blood. Yeah, and because that's when
when
her
the
arms fall off.
fall off, because
Yeah.
they shoot her,
hmm
and even with no arms, she tries to save the major with
Yeah.
like.
With trying to grab him by her teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. So
And
yeah,
then
very
that's
very
when the
vivid.
major it clicks, and it's like, oh, I'm a monster.
Yeah, to make her do this. So that's when he tells her, I love you.
And just leave, and
Yeah, because
there was a wall that was falling off, all
he
collapses.
pushed her away.
She wakes up in infirmary.
Mhm.
And from there, like, the events of the anime take off,
Yeah.
that she is nurtured back to health, and then she's like, so what are you gonna do? So she is sent back to one of the major's friend back in the army, who had a letter company. How do you call it?
Yeah,
a mailing company,
Yeah,
a post office.
yeah, post
And
office.
back in that time, people were not able to afford school,
Yeah.
so
So,
and it's probably just like a contemporary time.
yeah,
Like if you were to
it
think
is
like
like that.
80 years ago, like 100 years ago, not everyone was able to go to college.
Right.
Because you could say that it's like around 1800
Yeah,
ish.
yeah, you could say it is around there, 1800s, with a steampunk
Yeah.
twist, of course. That's right, because it's right before like the radio, or the
Yeah.
radio is like
Yeah.
becoming a big
Yeah,
thing.
the radio is slowly becoming a thing
Yeah,
by the end of the
telephones.
anime, kind
Yeah,
of.
the end of the anime. Yeah, telephones aren't really a thing,
Until the movie.
and yeah, until the movie. I think you do see like
And
some of
electricity
the
is also not quite there yet.
yeah, that's relatively new too. Yeah.
Which is awesome because her mechanical arms
Oh yes,
look
they're
pretty
all
high tech.
yeah. They look high tech. They're very sleek. But yeah, they're completely like I think they're completely mechanical.
Yeah.
So you can see like the wheels and her
And
like
all the gears.
all the gears.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool, so cool. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, very few people
Knew how to
are
write
educated.
or read.
Mm-hmm.
So they would hire people
Yeah.
to write letters
Mm-hmm.
for them to send, and those people were normally women,
Yeah.
and they were called auto memory dolls.
Yep.
So she was enlisted to go to school to be an auto memory doll.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, she was bad.
Oh yeah.
She
was
she
bad.
didn't have the skills, but she had the talent.
Oh
'Cause
yes.
she was very talented. 'Cause
Yes.
she was a weapon, and she was forced to always give a certain eye for detail and focus to her
Yeah.
tasks.
To her task. That's right.
So
And the first times that she tries to like write these practice letters, they're detailed, but they're like reports
yeah,
instead of a letter of feeling. I think.
yeah,
From what I remember, I think that was in the special. But yes, but yeah, it's so funny to see her try, but then it's like, oh, and then this and this happened.
yeah.
It's very funny.
Because
Oh, man.
a lot of time people were like, I want you to write a letter to my
To
mother
a relative, yeah, mother, yeah,
or a relative.
yeah.
And it's like,
and they
oh.
describe what they want.
And you're like, yeah.
it-
And you can understand that because like people
totally.
were not academically advanced.
yeah.
So they were like,
Yeah.
I want to tell my mom I love you,
Mhm.
but I don't just like, I mean, it's a letter, it's far away. I just don't want to say like, dear
I'm
mom,
doing
I love
good.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Your son.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
exactly.
And she would do that.
she would, and she would put in like the strangest things, like I'm doing well, or like it. Oh yeah, it's just like a military report
Yeah.
as she learned.
Dear mom, my time being here is
Yeah,
good. I have nothing else to
Yeah.
report. Kisses.
yeah, nothing else to
Your
report.
son.
That's it. Yep, exactly. Because even though she did exactly what they say, they still would be frustrated
Yeah.
after reading what she wrote for the client. So yeah, but it's understandable for her.
It was funny. It
background.
was funny because like
Oh yeah, those parts are
like
the funny things.
just
I
put
think.
yourself in her shoes. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not like an English major. I'm an engineering major.
Mhm.
Like I'm supposed to know how to write reports,
Ah yes. Oh yeah.
but
Technical.
if it's
Oh, yeah.
something that involves emotions, it's like I have no idea what to do.
Mhm.
So it's like
Oh yeah.
if I were to be asked to write something like that, it's like, dude, I'm doing what you asked me.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Oh, man.
But the funniest thing was like she wasn't even frustrated. 'Cause-
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
she was still this
Yeah.
very new to all these emotions.
Mhm,
So she was
mhm.
like,
she's not used
I don't
to
understand your tasks. It was like
it.
you
Yeah.
like you came to me, you wanted a letter, I wrote your letter,
I wrote you a letter.
go away now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yep. Oh my. That's the best part. Wow. Mhm.
And And throughout the course of the anime, she is introduced to this wider spectrum of emotions that she's slowly beginning to understand a lot of emotions, not the emotion that she wants, like love, but she starts to empathize with a lot of people because a lot of the individuals that she met have suffered to a certain degree, like she did emotionally or physically, and or even if the way they have gone through life has been completely different, but still rough to the way that she was going through life, she started to try to be a bit more understanding.
Yeah.
Which even for a regular person is hard sometimes to empathize.
Oh, totally. Yep. That's for sure. Yeah, and I think her in that particular job for writing these letters, the outer memory doll, I think she has like that perfect position to do exactly that, empathize. And I think we really see that the greatest in the latest movie, where she is talking with the boy.
Oh, that
The terminally ill
the terminally ill boy.
Yep. And so he like tries to tell her, I want this letter to show that like the rest of his family to like not worry about him, and to like grow up well, because he also has a younger brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing, because she totally understands him and actually tells him maybe what he's actually going through. I don't think she really like includes exactly what she knows in the letter, but she still conveys it in the letter.
Yeah.
His feelings for that, because he was like, he wanted these letters to be given to his family after he dies, but
yeah, I actually think that that her last interaction with the boy was like the last set of emotions that she needed in order to fully understand what was love or what was any other emotion, because she dealt with that in in three different ways previously. And like the first way was the soldier who the soldier who died in a hut, and she had to deliver the letter to their families. That was the first instance, because it was all snowy and he had been shot. So the war was over, but I don't quite remember if there were bandits or something like that. But
something.
He was shot. I think there was still war on that part.
I think so, in that particular area. That was the one she was in the airplane?
Yeah.
Where she went, oh yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, so that was her first interaction with that and emotions.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, she obviously interacted with that a lot.
Well,
but now that having emotions, that was her first interaction with that. And also saying like, and then when she realized that she killed a lot of people and that a lot of the letters that were sent for the enemies or from the enemies to their families never made it to their destiny. Where she starts having a small breakdown. Like that was like the first time. The second time was with,
and she couldn't really like process that, as I remember. That's right.
The second time that I would believe that had a strong interaction with that and emotions was the daughter of the playwright. The one where she walks on water.
Yep.
Trying to remember that. Like, oh boy,
that clip.
Yeah,
is the number one clip. I think when I think Violet Evergarden and I try to like remember that image of her skipping like across the water,
Yeah.
stepping on the leaf, I believe it was.
Yeah.
That's the key
I have two
moment.
clips that I watch for Violet Evergarden whenever I like, I feel like I want to cry now. It's like I'm just gonna put Violet Evergarden. I'm gonna cry a little bit.
Oh yes, yep, that'll make you cry.
That's one where she walks
yeah.
on water, or like she's
Or, like,
running
runs.
and she's flying,
Yeah.
and the playwright is
Across
like,
the sky.
dang.
And that like fulfills his wish. Oh my, it's so cool, so cool.
Yeah.
The other clip.
Her third interaction and the second clip that I like.
Oh yes.
It's the 50-year letter.
Oh yeah.
Episode 10.
Yep. That's the clincher, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one, like, if you haven't cried at all with any other episode, which I doubt that you will not cry with the playwright.
Oh yeah.
With the other ones, it's like, okay,
yeah,
I feel emotional. With the playwright, I cry.
Yeah.
With the mother and writing the 50-year letters for her daughter, if you don't cry with that one, you don't have a soul.
You don't have a soul. Yeah. Because, oh my, it just strikes you at, like, deep. It strikes you in the feels. Hits you in the feels every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was her like third interaction with dad and emotions, which was one of the strongest just before the kid.
Oh right, that was the final one. Yeah. But
because at the end she was like, it clicked her, like, like next year her daughter's gonna receive a letter from her mom, and it's been almost a year since her mom was gone, and then a year after that, now it's been more than a year that her mom is gone, and so on.
Yeah.
It's like,
it keeps going, and you see her grow up.
And the worst thing is that you imagine it is like, well, you not only imagine, because you see like the time skip for the little girl, and it's like,
for the little girl,
like the girl already has like daughters. So it's like, maybe Violet is already dead by this time, and I'm still crying about this,
about the little girl, right?
And now not only about the little girl and her mom, because it's like, now the author of those letters is already dead as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my, I don't even know. Yeah, like, because it's layered on layer. It's so layered. Because I think that one is like so fascinating because it doesn't show where Violet Evergarden is for that particular story event. Oh my! That's such a beautiful.
Yeah, because I think on that part she has not a full understanding, but a good understanding of what are emotions for. Yeah. What's empathizing with people, and she understands a little bit of what the commander meant. With his words that meant for her not only to leave, but kind of like to forgive herself, because there's a time when she's trying to choke herself to death, but then she can't, because it's like, oh no, the commander gave me, or like the major gave me orders, and it's like, no, not killing yourself, but then like, okay, no killing yourself because I don't want to now, and not because it was an order. Right. Because that's covering the events of the anime. Now, the events of the special episodes, one of them, it's an opera song,
one.
which also deals with death.
Yeah. Oh my.
Because this opera singer was trying to find the right lyrics for like a goodbye song, like a farewell song.
Yes. Sayonara. Yeah.
It was her husband that went to war and essentially never came back.
Yeah, that's the one.
And now, like, this opera singer is the one that is like, oh, you don't understand what I'm going through, and Violet kind of like slowly,
she's
it's like, girl, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, you're like, here, let me show you first.
Yeah.
Why you have those arms? I lost them. in war.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was kind of funny because like the opera singer were like, I better shut up then.
Oh yes, oh yes. Yep.
which
Oh
which is
my.
also a good lesson because it's like
Oh
it
yeah.
also helps you to learn not to only if you're not empathetic, at least you don't know what others are going through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think that Violet also developed this humility
Mm.
to say like, you know what, you have gone through some bad stuff and I understand. And
Oh yeah.
maybe I don't understand. But it was not like, well, I've suffered more than
Oh,
you.
oh right,
She
right.
wasn't never like that.
Oh yeah, she never did that. Yeah. Yeah, that is very uh yeah, she has to do that for that person in particular. Um because I think the playwright also just really wanted someone to like understand.
Understand her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um uh and yeah, it was pretty fantastic to see how that goes about, and to finally have it down on like written down,
Yeah.
uh, for the play, for the opera. Um,
So the second special,
mhm.
it's I think that the second special is more of a side story.
Oh yes. Oh, was it
Cause
the one with the girl?
yeah,
Yeah, that was more of a side
yeah,
story.
the girl that
Yeah,
it's in a
with
all
the
girls school
yeah,
and
the all
then
girls crew
uh,
for like
a little red
manners.
hair.
Yeah, the little red, the redhead girl. Yep. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's more of a side story,
Yeah.
which was still amazing.
Still great because Violet Evergarden, she kind of plays the gentleman.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was pretty fun.
yeah, she played the gentleman. She taught this girl how to behave like a lady,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
this lady was doing that to save her
Ah,
sister, which wasn't really her sister, but it was
yeah.
a kid that she started taking care of. She was fond
Mm-hmm.
of her, but they were not blood related family, so they
Right.
couldn't be together. Regardless, she still cared about her,
Yeah.
and I think that the one that shined the most was I forgot the name of this guy. There's probably a picture here or a video,
Ah.
but it's the guy that wear high heels.
Oh, that guy. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that one guy. Oh, I wish I had my phone. I would just look that
Oh wait,
up. But
my phone is far away. But
oh, okay. Yes, that guy.
like the little
my.
the little girl,
Yes.
the little girl is like,
Oh yes.
oh yeah, like I want to do this when I'm big.
Yeah.
And the guy is like,
He's like
what, writing letters? No, delivering them. They're like, oh.
delivering. I thought that was such a great
Yeah.
reversal because like all the people, they appreciate the letters themselves.
They appreciate the
They
dolls.
appreciate-
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
all
are the
the
ones
time.
that shine.
And yeah, they're the one.
They even
exactly,
have an
they're
exotic
famous.
name, dolls.
Yeah, dolls, and
And-
they're well known. And so yeah, the guy, the delivery man.
It's
He's
just
like-
that, the delivery man.
Yeah, he's just the delivery man. So for this girl to be totally like, I want to be like you, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
and I always just imagine him on his little scooter bike.
Yeah.
Because
Though in that special he got a decent ride.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, so
But
great.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
one
think-
was like,
I think a star character. All in all, he's really cool. Yeah, so
and she
funny.
was also adopted by the Evergarden family afterwards at the end.
Mhm.
So now you could say that she was Violet's little sister.
Oh wow! I guess you could see that. Oh my.
She didn't appear in the movie
Yikes.
though. I
No, yeah.
wanted her to appear in
Well,
the movie.
Yeah. It is. Oh, that would have been really cool. You see, basically everybody else in the movie.
Or at least glimpses
Or-
of them.
Right. Yeah, or glimpses, like flashbacks here
Yeah.
and there.
We can go now finally to the movie.
Ah, yes.
That it's
Finally
a
the
must
movie.
watch.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, must watch. It is actually my favorite anime movie of all time currently.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. Yes.
I thought that it was Words Bubble Up like
Oh,
Song Pop.
oh no, Your Name for the longest time.
Oh.
But then this one
Okay.
is now my favorite because I love
Fair
it
enough.
so
Like,
much. Violet Evergarden, the
with
movie
good
is
reason.
like wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. It has, it has like a fantastic story and
Great soundtrack.
great
Great
soundtrack.
animation. Great colors.
Oh
It's
yes.
like we're not professionals in evaluating any of that, and we can still
oh, sure.
say that.
We could say that. Yeah, we say that. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I guess the movie is a good standalone movie on its own.
Oh yeah, it could stand alone. Yes.
It won't hit as
It's
hard.
good. Right, because you wouldn't know the
Because
characters,
even though a lot of
beside-
things are mentioned from the anime and the specials,
Totally, for sure.
and it starts with where they can left off
Yeah,
from episode
it starts-
10 with
Yeah.
with the 50-year letter.
Mm-hmm.
So you will still see it, and it's like, okay, that sounds emotional. It won't hit
Yeah.
it won't hit it as hard
Right.
until the
Right,
end. It's
until
like,
the end.
oh yeah, that was a
Yeah.
tearjerker.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watch all the anime
Yes.
and you start
the
watching
special.
Violet Evergarden, at 45 seconds of the movie, you are already
You're
crying.
already crying because you know who this person is.
Yeah,
and
you know who the
what
person
it
who died
means.
is.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Oh my. Yes.
And so the story basically unfolds from the past. It's
it's basically
it's-
all a flashback.
yeah, it's all a flashback from the granddaughter
Oh yes,
of
it starts with
the girl that received the 50 or 20 years, no, 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years.
50 years worth of letters.
Yeah.
And she finds is this girl who doesn't have a good communication with her parents.
That's right.
It's kind of
There's a hard time.
kind of bumpy.
Yeah, it's very bumpy.
Her
and you're-
parents are medics,
Mhm.
and so the story starts after the funeral, and she's like, "Why don't you go to work?" And it's like, "Oh, girl,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that.
you wouldn't
Oh,
tell
man.
that to a Latina mom. She would have grabbed the chancla, and it's like, shut up, girl."
oh no! Oh yes. Yeah, that especially was like, dang, yeah, wow.
I mean, if
Okay.
I would have told that to my mom, even my mom or my dad would have
They would
grabbed the bell, and it's
destroy
like,
you.
"What did you say? You
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
So okay,
Yeah.
so it starts with this.
Yeah. So it's already like kind of high emotion, high intensity time. She's like,
And she was
Yeah,
very
she's-
close to her grandma.
that's the thing, exactly. She would be with her grandma a lot, and she kind of blamed her parents for not being there,
Yeah,
and really like being with her at the very least, kind of thing.
right.
Yeah. Oh, and as you said, right away they have to go back to work, and so yeah, she's like really mad.
Yeah, and she asks these questions like, "What
Mhm.
are all these letters?" And it's like, "Oh well, it's,
Yeah, because she
it's
finds
like-
them.
in the past, people were not studied, so
Mhm.
they hired people to write letters. And
Yeah.
those were called those. And
Yeah.
so they were like, "Well, don't you have to leave now?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like,
Serious?
okay, we'll
Yeah.
come back later for you. And it's like, yeah.
So
And
she
so she
like goes
starts-
through these.
I think
These
it was
letters,
newspapers as well.
Oh
Newspapers
yeah, there were
articles
clippings too.
about
Yeah,
this one
Ah,
auto memory
yes.
doll.
that's where she learns about Violet, or at least her name, I think, because it just mentions.
I don't think they mentioned
It doesn't
her name.
mention the name. Oh,
They mentioned her
Oh,
name
dude.
until. No, they did. They did mention her name, but she doesn't mention it until
okay.
almost the very end.
Totally. Well, right.
Because it's because
Because
she reads the name that she
Yeah.
decides to go to the city where the post office was. That
Yeah,
now is no longer a post office; it's
Right.
a museum.
now museum.
And she starts to track the steps that Violet walked
Mm-hmm.
during her, like, when she was 18 years old.
Yeah, 18
Because
years
it's
old.
about this doll that retired when she was 18.
Yeah. And so this museum that was the post office had like a little bit information
Yeah.
that she
And
went to.
during her travels, it also explains, like, what she was currently doing, and
Mm-hmm.
she won an award of writing a poem to the ocean. And
Yeah.
just that first portion, it was really funny. It was like,
Oh yeah.
it must have been hard. And it's like, well, when you think about it, like, how majestuous and amazing, and like he uses a lot of adjectives. It's like, it was hard to write that. And they're like, what? And they're like, like, what do you mean hard? You just mentioned like 20 things.
Oh yeah, so yes,
She's still
that
a
was
bit
pretty
awkward.
funny part. Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
seems that she was good with emotions, but only through letters. She wasn't good at experiencing those emotions herself.
Yes.
Or like, it seems more than she was afraid of.
Yeah.
And after that, she gets a call, I believe, from a kid, and the kid has a job request, so she goes.
It was off hours, so she was the only one at the office.
So she goes there. The kid wants her to write a letter. He doesn't have the money. She takes pity.
Yeah, Violet. She
like,
uses.
Okay, yeah, I can give you a discount.
Yeah, and it's so funny though because she does it matter of factly. She pulls out the piece of paper for like the exceptions.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, this and this and this and this," and it's like, "Oh,
okay."
Yeah. She puts it. Oh, it's so silly. She's so straightforward.
So is this kid that it's terminally ill? We mentioned already previously in the during this episode.
Yeah.
And because he is not sure when he's going to die.
Yeah.
But he knows that he's going to die. Like,
yeah, he knows. Yeah.
In the near future.
Yeah.
He wants a letter for his family. At the beginning, I thought she was a girl. He was a girl.
Oh, really? Oh,
then I was
okay,
like,
okay.
no, it's a boy, it's a boy,
it's a boy. Yeah, it's a boy. Yep.
And so it's mom, his mom, dad, and little brother.
Yeah.
And one friend that they don't mention, because and it's basically, I think that Violet also like saw herself in the little boy, because the little boy he was kind of like ignoring his little brother. He was trying to make his family kind of like not care about him.
Yeah, so what happens is she's there they're about to start with like the procedure of writing the letter, but his family unexpectedly comes in, and so
she hides under the bed.
he's like, yeah, hide, because he doesn't want them to know that he's doing this. So yeah, she hides under the bed. Classic. And so she overhears this whole thing. He's very short and like cold to his family. Exactly. It's almost like exactly that. He doesn't want them there at all. But yeah, he acts very short, especially with his brother.
Yeah.
Sadly. But yeah, the brother. But he's like really like, like, oh, I wanted to see you today, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and so he's been called. I mean, for good reason, because I mean, if you were to tell your parents, "Yeah, I'm writing letters for when I die," it's like your parents are already like
right,
a mess, an emotional mess.
Right, worried.
You tell them that, it's like you're gonna kill your parents.
Yeah,
they'll
be like they'll fly off the rock or whatnot.
Yeah,
but yeah, so he doesn't want them to know and to like do that at all. Dang, yeah, it is very sad when I keep thinking about it for this recording.
And so there is now this also. he has one friend that he was very good friends, but then he told me like, yeah, you know what, forget about me, and I'm not gonna let you visit me, and because he was kind of like breaking things up, like breaking his friendship off. But it was mostly like, yeah, I don't want him to look at me like miserable like this and weak. And yeah, the friend was still like watching from the outside.
Oh, right. At the end, we find out, yes, yeah.
Which was still a little heartbreaking.
Oh, I know, right. Well, yes, yeah, that is very sad. Oh,
And
dude.
so this boy tells her like, do you have any special one? And she's like, I do. Like, as a matter of fact, I do, but I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's dead or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Until like her boss, the major's friend, finds a letter.
Yeah.
And he somehow manages to match the handwriting with that of the major.
He recognizes, the major's handwriting. Yep.
And so it turns out that on an island far away, there's this one person with only one hand, only one arm.
Yeah.
And also one eye.
Yeah.
That it's working there as a professor. And they don't give a lot of story, but then they're like, hey, Violet, I don't want to give you hopes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Gilbert might be over there.
Yeah. Major Gilbert might still be alive. And then she's like, what the heck? You're like, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and this is after like her helping the little boy writing a letter, the letters. But yeah, she's like, I have to go. but her
she
boss
finishes the letters just for her family. And the boy didn't want to contact his friend, and she was kind of like telling him like, you know what, if I had the chance to meet my special one, I would give anything. And he was like, okay. And then she gets this notice. She goes to the island.
Yep.
She finds a little before that, Gilbert's big brother.
Yes.
I think she patches things up with him because, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
they kind of do.
They're not friends, but at least he now accepts her as Violet Evergarden and not
that's
as Gilbert's weapon.
Yes, because because crazily enough, it is Major Gilbert's older brother, this guy that's kind of responsible for Violet even being like in the army, and he definitely saw her as a weapon, and so when he like passed her on to Gilbert, then he like kind of took care of her.
Here's a gun. Like, here's my favorite gun. I'm giving it to you. Take care of your gun.
Yep.
But then somehow your gun like kills its owner, and you just are left with the gun. So that's how he felt.
It's basically like that. Yeah. So he definitely resents her, but now it seems like he's at least being able to interact with her as Violet.
Because also Gilbert's mom dies. She visits her grave.
Yeah, and Violet
he's a
pays
bit
respects.
I mean, not freaked out, but he's like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm paying my respects to the lady.
Yep.
Why are you doing that? Like, was that an order? No, I want to. And then it clicks him like, oh yeah, she's a person.
Yeah.
Why didn't I ever notice that?
He's kind of an idiot.
And so she's like, okay, you know what? I'm selling this stuff, and there are a bunch of Gilbert things. Do you want them?
Yeah. So Violet.
So that was kind of like his way of apologizing. Like, you just could have said, I'm sorry, okay? If like,
right, but he doesn't. But it's his way. They go to the boat and they look around for like
a couple books and
games and
a hat that was actually the brothers and Gilbert's, but He's like,
Yes.
yeah, you can pick it.
Yep. The older brother, he says, "Oh, that's mine," because he does have an attachment to it. Oh man.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he gave it to his brother, right?
Yep.
When they were
Well,
younger.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a drama that we're
oh,
skipping.
well, yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot
there's
of
a whole
drama that
bunch of
we're
stuff.
keeping, and,
Yeah,
and we're not
we'll
gonna talk
skip
about
that.
it because
Yeah.
it's a worth watching drama.
Yes, it's worthy. Oh yes, that alone is
So
like wow.
we're only
Yeah.
talking about the highlights.
Violet, she like tries to go through what she's going through with like the things that the major left on this boat, but of course she's still believing that he's alive and everything. So
Even though everyone keeps telling her that,
everyone tells her he's dead.
Kinda
He-
like, move
why?
on.
Yeah, move on. Yeah. No one really ever comes out and says he's dead, and it never is confirmed to the audience. But yeah, Violet is very like, he's got to still be alive.
Yeah.
Because no one's seen him at all.
And so when she gets the notice from her boss, then everyone is like, okay, like let's not alarm ourselves.
Because maybe it
regarding the major, Violet was very unstable. It was like suddenly her emotion switch flipped up, and she didn't know how it worked, so she was a mess. They go visit, and they find a couple kids, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, my teacher, he's the best. And then
she jumps on that.
He's like, okay, you know what, Violet, just wait here. I'm gonna talk with the teacher.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check if he is.
Yeah.
And just stay here, okay?
Chill here, yeah.
And he goes. She starts talking with some little kids, and is like, so how's your teacher? And the kids are like, oh, he's great, and he only has one arm, but he's very strong, and he taught me this and this, and so she's very happy to hear about him.
Yep, she totally believes it.
And then the boss arrived with Gilbert. Turns out that he behaves like a total jerk.
Yep, he is alive. Spoilers, but yeah,
Spoilers.
he is totally like. And not himself. He doesn't want anything to do with his past life, and he kind of hates himself.
He does.
From what he feels, you totally guilty. Feel that off of him.
He turned his love for Violet into feelings of guilt.
Yes.
Up to the point, like, you know what, Violet it's too good for me. And I shouldn't have never done any of that.
Yeah. To the point where he refuses to meet her or like even see her ever again, or really have her see him. Either way,
which is like, I wanted to go inside the screen and.
Like, kind of like take him by
listen to me, you little piece of crap.
Shake him up. Well, the boss, the post office, he wants to, and he does, like... Well, he's really mad at him for like refusing to see her. Oh my, it's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because like, you have this little cute Violet here.
Oh yeah,
because you just broke her heart, dude. Like, you either forgive yourself or
Well, he's just really like mad at him for being this way, because they were pretty close friends. But the post office boss, he basically sees Violet as like a daughter now. From what I see in the movie, like I think he has a really close relationship like that.
He what he wants to do is for her to enjoy life. So she's basically a daughter that he wants to protect. So he acts like a father. He's really mad that her daughter just had her heart broken. He's like, listen to me, you little piece of
Oh my, it's great. That whole island scene is like, wow. Because there's just so many. Because it's all about like the past and what do you do with like a complicated past that like he realizes he was a bad, well, in his eyes he was like a bad person
Yeah.
to her. So yeah,
When he wasn't.
right, he wasn't really like a bad person to her. The circumstances were really bad.
He was following orders.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he was ignoring orders because
Yeah.
his orders were she's a weapon. Just treat her as a weapon.
Yeah.
And he was giving her orders as a weapon, but treating her
but still,
as a person.
Right. And I think that's why Violet, that's what she saw and remembered of him.
Yeah, kind of like
treating her.
What Violet kind of saw was like, okay, yeah, like when it was time for the job, it was job time. Like it was show time.
Yeah.
When it was time off the job, it was just me teaching me stuff.
Oh yeah, her and
that's what she saw. But what he saw was like, oh well, I these couple times I treat her as a weapon, and it's like, dude, you were in war. It's like it's totally understandable.
That too. Oh yeah. Oh dude.
Because
wow,
I think the person that helps him realize that his thinking was wrong was his brother.
His own brother. Yep.
Which
because
surprising.
Oh yes, like this is skipping over a couple of things, but we
will come back at the drama. No, you know what? Let's not skip at the drama. So
okay.
He breaks her heart.
Yeah.
It's raining pretty hard, so they cannot go back.
Yep.
And
so they leave.
They're in a lighthouse, right?
Yes, the lighthouse. Oh yeah, we can't skip this. Yeah, the lighthouse.
And they receive Morse code.
Yeah.
That the kid is dying.
Yes.
And that he still wasn't able to meet his friend.
Yes.
So
the post office.
So they call to the post office.
Yeah, they're the Iris. She's the one that kind of helps with the whole connecting.
Yeah, she's great.
Like,
she's one of the great greatest characters.
Iris is awesome. Oh, she's cool. Yes. She connects it because the hospital contacted the post office. Iris went out on site to the hospital.
And then they went to, was it the Evergarden family? No, it was a noble family that had a phone.
Oh yes, somebody had a phone.
And they had the delivery guy.
Go
fetch. Turn into Uber and go fetch the kid. Go into this noble house and have them talk. And they have their cute moment of like goodbye, and then things follow. The kid dies, and then she's like she before dying she asks Iris, I believe, like did Violet, because he wanted to talk with Violet first, right?
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he did.
No, she's away, and she's like,
oh,
so did she meet her special one? And like,
yeah,
and like, dude, you died. Like, worry about yourself, not about Violet.
But he asked about her. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Which kind of like broke my heart a little more because like she met her special one, but
but for her it didn't
like this
work.
jerk.
Yeah, like for Violet, her world is like crashing down, but like because Gilbert refused to see her, but she's like trying to recover, but she's like listening here, like getting this through Morse code at the same time. So emotions are running wild and crazy.
The family of the boy reads the letter. They break in tears
after the boy dies. Yeah, they read it. Oh, it's so sad.
They break in tears, and after that, Violet just kind of like decides to move on.
She does,
Which, I mean, it's a pretty healthy decision. Like, once someone turns you down, it's like, like, there's nothing else you can do. So, sadly, you have to move on.
Yeah,
but she decides to write one last letter. For the longest time during the anime, she was always writing letters.
Yes, yeah.
For the major.
Yeah.
But this time she writes one last letter,
Yep.
encompassing pretty much
All
her whole,
yeah,
like
all her feelings,
all that
everything.
she was able to experiment. And since she wasn't able to see Gilbert, the next day she just tells one of the kids to deliver it to the professor, and then they leave.
Yes. Oh yes.
And that's the part that we wanted to talk about.
This is the key moment.
The brother, the MVP brother, that for the longest time I didn't like him, but at this time I was like, you know what,
jerk.
I like you. I like you now.
Because he goes there and he confronts his brother, like, you're here on this island. You gave up your life. You were the one who had all the responsibility. But now I have all the responsibility.
Yeah, because he even told him like,
"Oh yeah,
your mom died, you're alive, and you don't even
bother
to go to her grave when she goes every month."
Right, in your place, basically.
Yeah,
in his place.
And he's like, no, well, because he was feeling guilty, but he was telling him like, you know what? While you were feeling guilty, I was, which probably wasn't good to tell, because like while you were feeling all sad and all, I was dealing with life basically, because he was like family, because his dad always wanted them to be on the army, right?
That's right.
To be the head of the family, be on the army, and be involved with the army, because
and the family name and like.
Yeah.
That's right. They're right, because it's basically like a military family. You grow up. And
you can see like a lot of traditions are still very rooted.
Oh yes.
So and his brother basically told him like, you know what, you're free now, and like and you're pretty much choosing to be miserable on this island. 'Cause, I mean, he wasn't technically miserable because he was living a good life, but he couldn't have a better life.
Right.
Or
because he threw away
because in that island he was no one had a last name, right? So everyone was like a big family, but at the same time everyone was a stranger to each other.
Yeah, you could say that.
So in that island he was nobody. And he was part of the family at the same time.
Yeah, he was a nobody, but he belonged. Yeah.
After he basically hits him with reality, he's like, I guess you're right.
Well, I guess you're right.
Right?
Pretty much, yes. He definitely gives him an earful. And that's when the letter
arrives. He reads, and he's like, I'm an idiot.
Yep.
He's like, you are.
You
definitely are.
And he's like, doesn't he say something like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what he says, but it's pretty important, I think, because he says like, Violet is like reaching out to you, basically. I think to that effect.
Yeah.
And then like you're just staying here, like you should act or something.
Yeah,
I think.
And so he starts running.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Violet, forgive me. And like, I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would feel like, you know what, Violet? Just ignore that guy. You're like, you deserve better, Violet.
Yes.
I was like, you deserve better, Violet. Like, you can do better. Than
that
guy.
No. Wait a second.
But I was like, but I know that's not the story. So like,
okay,
go for your man, Violet.
Sure, okay.
So she jumps. I hear you. She jumps out of the boat.
She does.
And very emotional. They're
out.
together now, and that's how it ends. There.
Oh yes.
And it goes back again with the girl that traces back Violet's step up to that island, and that's like I think that the guy in the post office is like, because there was a special stamp, right? that was
Yes.
only produced on that island.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, she was a very famous doll. Her
Mm-hmm.
name was like Violet Evergarden. Like,
that was so
that was
cool.
like
That
the last crying time that I had.
Yes,
Was like, I didn't
yes.
believe I was gonna cry on this part, but I'm crying.
I know, right? Because it's a stamp with her name, and it's all like purplish, and it's just her figure.
Yeah, it's
walking
from the side, right?
Yeah, her side profile, walking the entire side profile, and she's holding her
suitcase
briefcase,
and her umbrella.
and her umbrella. Yep. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was like.
Yeah, and that's
how it ends.
Yeah.
And I mean,
beautiful.
I don't think
there is an end credit scene actually.
There is.
There is.
What? I haven't watched it.
Yeah. You gotta keep
boy.
through it. It's beautiful. It's just a very cute scene. With
A wedding?
What? Oh no, it's not
a wedding.
It's not a wedding, but you do see the two of them, and it's just a beautiful picture.
Are they just holding hands or something like that?
They are. Yeah.
I think I did.
And
saw
that's it.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, because on the internet I've seen like
pictures
like
of
her
of that.
like in a bride dress. And
him
him dressed in white.
Okay.
And I was
Gotcha.
like,
But
if it's just 5 minutes or whatever, I just need to watch that.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely one where they don't really they don't really show like the actual wedding, but yeah, it's amazing.
But I mean, you can conclude.
Oh yeah. It's like yes.
they married and they had beautiful babies, and even if they didn't,
sure,
they end up together.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah, and like the lighthouse, it was a beautiful way to like wrap up the story.
Yeah.
They pretty much wrapped up before it pans to the stamp, of course. It's like the lighthouse, and like she hears about how Violet changed the island and how amazing she was to the people, and all the people loved her on the island, and it's like it was the most letter producing post office there ever was. Yeah, of anywhere, of like the entire country. So I thought that was so beautiful when they said that.
That was great. It was that part was definitely great.
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that was the ending. I recently read that Hideo Kojima, the game developer, he said that like Violet, it's great, and I was like. And you know, Hideo Kojima video games are a lot of times story focused. Like his last game was Death Stranding. It's very heavy.
Yes.
Very heavy story focus. So
very.
When a great game developer that has written great story games says like the anime is a bomb. It's because it's a bomb.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's just over the top. Oh, so good. Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those animes that it's one of my favorites, and it's one that I would watch again.
Oh, same.
But I have to be in the mood to cry.
Oh yes. Yep.
It's like crying is not an option. Crying it's mandatory on this one.
It's mandatory. You have to. Yeah. Well, yeah, you definitely will no matter what. Cause it's just the way it shows the stories. It's so like wow. Makes it feel so real.
Yeah, you guys should watch that. And
Yep.
I guess that's all for today.
Yep.
It was not even with Belle we took that long.
Oh no, yeah, this is a long one, but yeah, definitely worth the watch. Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, I might have to do some clips. I've been wanting to do some clips, but
yeah. This one we probably would have to.
I'm gonna try. I want to try to.
Okay.
But thanks for watching episode 24. Yeah, you guys go watch Violet Evergarden. It's a good crying one. Story is amazing. Image is amazing. Violet is amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. We didn't talk about the soundtrack, but the soundtrack is amazing. I love the soundtrack.
Dude, yes.
They're like all the instrumental.
Yes.
Like,
Instrumental
the
opening
opening and ending is great, but like the
wow.
instrumental, like
Oh yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah. Wow. It's phenomenal.
But yeah, I mean, we don't want to make this podcast even longer.
Oh yeah, no.
So thanks for watching. Keep watching anime,
Mm-hmm.
and see you guys next week.
Yep. See ya.